Welcome student to my channel Educare Maths and Science. Today also discuss from the books of the M.L. Agarwal, that is already written M.L. Agarwal I.C.S.E books, and the books is at certain 2025 and exercise is 9.3. This is M.L. Agarwal AP, but it's for Selena and C.B.S.E books also. But here I just write down two maths. Just the 9.3, 4.1 and 4.2 is already written. So okay, now let's start. You know already thing, all the formulas. Now the first sum I'll solve. Just you see in this way, I will solve. This is very easier to you. Okay, the first term of an AP is 5. Okay, you know that means you take this is 4.1. First term is AP is 8. So this is 5. How to solve it? Okay, no problem at all. The first term of an AP is 5 and the last term is 45. Last time you know this is L. L is 45. Okay. And the sum is that is SN actually. The sum is SN. That is 400. Okay. Find the number of terms. That is find the number of terms. This and the common difference. D. You find out this. This is given. 3 terms is given. 3 things are given. And 2 you find out. Okay, no problem. Just gradually you increase in which you solve it. You know all the formula, confidence in your mind. You just apply the formula in the proper place. Okay, here is fast. Here is fast. Number of terms you calculate. You know SN is equal to n by 2 bracket a plus l. You know the formula. Is clear? How will you solve? How you will solve? That is the very important thing. The formula you know, just you put the formula in the proper place. Okay, that is only unknown. You know Sn, you know L, A, you know L. So find out N from there. Okay, so it's clear. So Sn, here is Sn is 400, no problem. You don't know the value of N, you know the value of A is 5 and L is 45. Okay. No problem. So this is 400 by 2 by this is are not already, this is 50. That is it. This 45 plus 50 is done. So this is cut, this is cut. So 5, 8, say to the 16. So what's the value of n is 16? Very easy. Just if the concept must be clear, concept is clear, no problem is hard to you or hard to you. Just concept clear and the formula you put in the proper place. Okay, n is coming. How many terms? This is okay. Now the common difference. Common difference, the formula is that this is an is equal to an, that is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. You know it. You know it. Clear? You know the number of terms. This is n. Okay. So actually Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. You know the value of Tn is 45. Okay. So this is 45. That is actually the value of the last term. And you know the number of terms is 16. You know a is 5 plus n. N is 16 minus 1 into d. So shift is this 45 minus 5. That is equal to, this is 15 into d. You know this is 45, 5. This is 40. 40 by 15. That is d. You cut a 5, 8. And this is 3. Okay. 8, 3. So what's the value of d? D is 8 by 3. This is the answer. Don't be panicked to see the sum. Concept must be clear. Any sum from the any book. If the concept is clear, the formula you remember, then you put the value. Concept must be clear because in which formula you apply where. For that reason. Why the formula is applied here? This is the concept. Why the formula is applied here? This is the concept. Okay? For that. So it's clear to you? Okay. Now, this is D is 8 by 3. Okay. And N is 16. Clear? Right? Okay. So now, this is the first sum root solve. Now the next sum. This is a different pattern. I just see you the different pattern. The different pattern. 3 or 4 items are given and 2 items are unknown, that will be solved. Here is the second sum. Here is the second sum. Here is, what is the sum? The first term and the last term are AP are these respectively. First term and last term. The common difference is 9. Here is common difference is given. Here is unknown. How many terms? Find the how many terms. Here is also how many terms. And what is the sum? That is SN. Okay. Clear. So now, the first term and the last term. The first term you know A. A is 17. And the last term, that is the last term L, that is equal to 350. And the common difference. And the common difference here, D. D is 9. This is already given. Find the number of terms, that is N, and sum SN. That we'll find out. Is okay? Clear? Clear? So now, A is given, L is given, D is given, N is given. In which way you find out the number of terms? You know the formula AN. AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. You just use this formula. You just use this formula. Here is actually the general formula. You know the last time actually the Tn is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. Okay. Here is T means the value of the last term. And you just target is what is the value of the total term, or the find out the N, last term. What is the number of the last term? This N you find out, you know the value. This is the last term. This is the value of the last term. But what is the number of the last term? What is the digit? What is the last term? Value of the last term, this is this. Value of the last term. And what is the number of terms? What is the number of last term? That is it. Okay. So now, suppose here 258. What is the value of the last term? 8. But what is the number of terms? This is 3. 1, 2, 3. That is the difference. This is actually Tn. Tn is 8. But n is equal to 3. First term, second term, third term. This is the same. Tn is 350. And what is the value of the term here? 1, 2, 3 terms. So n is 3. You just find out the value of n. You know A, you know D. It's clear. In which way you solve it? That is the very interesting. Concept must be. Any sum will be solved. But the confusion is Tn. Tn is the value of the last term. And n is what is the number of the total terms. Total terms, কতগুলো number? কতগুলো term আছে? The number of total terms. Okay, clear. Now 350. So A is 17 here. Plus this n, you don't know, you find out D, and D is 9. Okay, D is 9. So just you shift 350 minus 17 and by 9. That is equal to n minus 1. Is clear? I cannot just details. This is a very easy. So 350 this and 9 is out. So this is 333 actually. This is 333 by 9 equal to n minus 1. N minus 1. You just divide 333 divided by 9. This is 63. This is. Okay? Atas 63. So this is 63, 37. So n minus 1 is 37. So what is the value of n? N is equal to 37 plus 1. So this is 38. Is clear? Is clear? Calculation must be very carefully. Just when you calculate, the maths will write and you get the full marks in the two ways. One is the first is the process. The process is okay, and answer will be given correct if you just calculate properly, or the calculation must be okay. Now you get n is 38. So how many? Find how many terms? This the term is 38. 38 terms. And this is what is the sum. Sum means you know the value. Last time you know. Sn is equal to n by 2. Very easy. A plus L. You just use this formula. Use this formula. Sn, that is here is S38. That is n is 38 by 2. And you know, very easy. A is 17. And L is the value of the last term. This is the value of the first term, 350. So S38, that is equal to, this is 19 into, this is 50, 350. This is 7. This is now, this 7, 350 and 17. 763. 3763. So this is 367. Okay, 367. 35763. Now if you just multiply this, it get 6973. 6973. If you get, this is the, if you just multiply, because 367 multiplied with 19, this one. Okay, clear? 6973 is the answer. What is the sum of the AP? This is sum of the total sum of the AP is 6973. If you just multiply. Clear? Okay. Find the number of terms. This is 38. And what is the sum of this? This is 6973. S38. S is the sum. Clear? So this is for today. If you just understand, please share the channel, subscribe the channel. Thank you. Thank you, student. Thank you for seeing the video. Okay, thank you.